seat. Hold. Thank you. Great. You got it. It's getting too clear. And I'd like to talk to you about approaching your life with a clear mind. You see the quote on the wall behind me. It says, "Time is that quality of nature that keeps everything from happening all at once." And lately, it doesn't seem to be working. Sarah walked to her calendar, opened it up to write down an appointment she'd made with her boss. As she looked at her calendar, she saw she had many appointments scheduled. Thoughts started to flood her mind with all the things she needed to get done that day. In addition to all the commitments in her calendar, she had to get her son to the doctor. She had to call and make an appointment at the vet for her dog. She needed to decide what her family was going to be having for dinner. All these things that she needed to get done flooded her mind. She became distracted, closed her calendar, and didn't write down her appointment with her boss. Okay? Now, almost everyone feels harried and as if they don't have enough time to accomplish the things that they need to get done. This can make you feel distracted, anxious, and even immobilized because you don't know what you need to do next. The best way to handle this is to find a trusted system outside of yourself in which you can deposit all of your commitments. These commitments, when they're undefined and not written down, pull at you constantly, and they show up at the most inopportune times. You can be in a meeting with your boss, and you'll remember that you forgot to take out dinner, defrost dinner that you're going to have tonight. You can be at your kid's soccer game, and you recall that you didn't finish the report you promised for your boss. So your mind is not a very good keeper of these things. It doesn't remind you at the right time. I'd like to talk to you today about a system that David Allen discusses in his book, Getting Things Done. I have used this system for a few years now, imperfectly, I have to say, but it has really added to my sense of clarity and gives me a relaxed mind most of the time when it comes to my commitments. The great thing about this system is that everybody has the capacity and has the skills to implement it. You just need to implement these skills in a repeatable and systematic way. Now, as I discussed, most of the anxiety you feel during the day is because you can't keep track of your commitments. You make hundreds of commitments to yourself and to others, more than you might realize. These commitments can range anywhere from ending world hunger to picking up the cat food to replacing the battery in your pencil sharpener. If you don't have a place to keep these commitments, your mind tries to keep track of it, but the part of your mind that keeps track of it is kind of like RAM. It has a limited capacity. So once it's full, as you're trying to put more information in, information's falling out the back. And knowing that you are forgetting what you need to be doing can make you stressed, and it can make you unable to proceed further because you don't know what the best thing is for you to do next. Well, David Allen suggests that you can go from this to this, being a little more clear and comfortable in your life. And he suggests 3 steps that you can use to do that with. The 3 steps in getting to clear are called capture. Capture all your commitments into a trusted system where you know if you can't address it at the moment, you'll be able to address that commitment at a later time. Secondly, when it's time to look through that in-basket of yours, look at each commitment that you've made, decide what outcome you want from that commitment, and identify the next action you need to take to start heading towards that resolution that you want for the committee. Thirdly, once you've determined the actions that you need to take, you need to put them in a trusted system of reminders that will help you remember what you need to do next. Now, the way my system looks is I have several lists for my planned actions, and they're organized according to what needs to be done next. I have a list for calls, I have a list for errands, I have a list for things that I can only do at home, I have a list for things I can only do at work, so that no matter where I am, when I find I have a few minutes of discretionary time, I can look at that list and choose an action and move forward on a project or commitment that I've made. So I would like to tell you, I couldn't go into the whole organization system in just a 5 to 7 minute speech, but I would really recommend that you take the time to see this book. It's called Getting Things Done by David Allen, and it will make you